everyone, how's it going? It's Jeff the IT guy. Today we're going to finish up the last of the upgrades for a little bit for the Lenovo T7i. So today we're going to be putting in some Corsair SP 120 RGB Elites. I know everyone loves the RGB. If you've seen the last video, we replaced the motherboard and the cooler and put in a Corsair H100i Capellix RGB. Put an MSI Z490 in, but we lost some of the RGB in the front and stuff. And I know, no one likes to lose RGB, but there are a lot of proprietary connectors on this machine. And so we're going to upgrade the fans, hopefully get some more performance, at least a better look. They look better than the stock fans. So it's going to be a fun time. So first thing you need to do, of course, is to take off both panels. You'll need to take off the front and the back, or both side panels. Take off the side panel. You just got 4 screws here for this glass side panel that looks really nice. It's got the Legion logo. So just need to go ahead and take this side panel off and take the back panel off. Now, these SP120s, they do come with the commander that allows you to connect the RGB to your motherboard and everything like that and control it via IQ. For us though, where we put in the Capellix, we've already got one of the RGB commanders. So we don't have to worry about that. It's already in there. We just have to connect the fans, the RGB headers on the fans, to that unit, and we can control them already in IQ. So just take this and set it off to the side. You don't want to bust it. So as you can see, it looks pretty good there already. So what we're going to do is take off this rear panel, or this side panel as well here. And you just got 2 captive thumb screws. Just take those off, set it to the side as well. Once it's set to the side, then you should be ready to go. So what we need to do is first disconnect these front fans. And let's get closer so that you can see what I'm doing. So these front fans, they'll be connected with 4 fan headers, and they're right here. They're all actually tied together. So that's good. And then you've got the 3 to 1 RGB splitter here that's connected via zip tie. You just need to go ahead and cut that. Not the cables, but the zip tie. You won't need it. It's in there pretty snug, so just give it a little snipperoo. Okay. And then you need to take off your front panel. Now, unlike most front panels, these connectors, or the front panel doesn't pull away from your front panel connectors. So you'll need to kind of rearrange some stuff. So what we need to do is just pop it off, and you just take it and grab from the bottom and hold it down. You can just pull it off like that. And yes, it will make a loud clang. And what we're looking for to really be able to work with this is follow the lead from the front panel Lenovo symbol. Okay, follow that lead to wherever it is. And it's cable managed back here somewhere in the back. I'll show you what I mean. It's this one here. And it is cable managed, as you can see. So just kind of follow that lead wherever it may be. Back here. Okay, there it is. And you'll need to pull it out. Now, this one is a proprietary header, so if you replace the motherboard, you're not going to be able to plug this in. So you're going to lose your nifty front panel Lenovo symbol, but it's the price you pay. And it will be cable managed in here. You can just go ahead and snip some of these cable ties to get it out. do what you need to do. Okay. And it should just hopefully fit over top of your hard drive cage. You can take your hard drive cage out if you would like, you know, if that's your prerogative and don't want hard drives. And then there you go, there's that. Once that's disconnected, you're gonna have some room and you should be able to pull it out and roll it up to the top. So if you just seen, so like that, you can just pull it up to the top, okay? And that's gonna give you plenty of room, hopefully, to work on these fans. So it does have a front fan filter, so just pop that off. Okay, and now we have access to the fans. So all you need to do is start unscrewing these fans one by one. When we get them all unscrewed, I'll see you back. Okay, now that we've got all the fans unscrewed, you need to turn it around and look at the back panel, like so, and find the bundle of wires. So here's some right here. Okay, this is going to be your RGB leads, and then you're going to have more of your fans here. Just follow these wires and pull them out. That's the plan, at least. Now you might have to flip it around to the front and look for some zip ties. This will help you get everything. So you can just unplug them all from this 4-to-1 or 3-to-1 connector. And actually, they taped it, so you'll have to pull the tape off too, because they do not want this messed with, apparently. But hey, that's what we do here. We mess with stuff. I have no intention of putting these fans back on, so I just accidentally broke one of the pins. If you do, be careful. You will snap the pins. They are quite fragile. I just used my scissors there to help cut this, which will allow me to pull it apart. But hey, after going to these Corsair fans, you're not going to want to change them back. So there we go. We got that extension off. Now, we just need to get the fan leads, which are right here. They've got a zip tie as well. Just cut that. Okay. Now that you've got all of that done, you can turn this around, and the fans will be ready to pull out. So just push the cables through on the back, and there you go. See that? There's 2 of the fans removed. Don't need to worry about those. They're just Legion branded. They're made by ABC, whoever it is. I don't know. We don't care. They ain't Corsair. Next, open up your Corsair SP 120s. And this is a 3-pack. You can also buy them individually. You don't have to use the SP 120s. You can use like the MLs or something. This does have the Corsair Commander in here. And then each fan has its own little tray, and that's what they look like. Okay. Here's what they look like. They look pretty good. And they have the RGB lead and their 4-pin lead. So these are PWM. You can make them silent, you can make them fast, but they will move a lot of air more efficiently than the stock ones. So just untie those, the zip tie on them, and take the fan it's going to point in this way. Okay, and then you want to do it to where you follow the hole. So like, let's say there's a hole at the bottom. You do it like this. This way you've got, plenty of places to run your cables. So just put it in at the bottom here. Okay. Let me get y'all a better view here. So I put it in the bottom here. And you might be able to reuse your original screws that were in the case. We'll try them. If not, these do come with their own screws. So, but these are going to work, so you don't have to get out the screws. You can use the original ones. And just screw this in. I do it diagonally. Show you what I mean. So I like to screw mine in diagonally. So I did this corner here, and now I'll do this corner. And what this does is it'll help me to line up the fan so that I can get all the other corners easily. Okay. Now we just put in the other two screws. Some people, they won't do this. They won't do all four. They'll do two, one in each corner. And that's fine, but I like mine to not rattle or anything. So I want to make sure that I don't cause that. Here's your Wi-Fi antenna, by the way. Okay, so now that we've got that fan in, we can get another one out of the box, put it in the second position. And this is really just the same procedure over and over, 3 times. You find the closest grommet hole. You make sure that your fan lines up with it so that you don't have excess cables in the front so that you can make it look pretty. Put all your cables in the back. And there is a grommet hole for each fan. So it's a small hole, but it is there. And it works for each fan. You can just take it, put your hand in like this, and pull those through. So it pulls through. Kind of line it up. There we go. And you can use your stock fan screws that came with it. And just do one corner. It does help to hold it in. If you've got an electric screwdriver, then you would be in business. Okay, now if that one corner's in, we can do the opposite corner down here. And it is easier once you get that first corner in. And it's really easy once you get 2 corners in. Okay. You can also put a 360 mil radiator in the front of this if you wanted to. There is enough room. It'll be tight, but there's enough room. All right, now we just do the last fan. This is the same concept, just find the grommet, push the cables through the grommet, and you're good to go. And then you'll have all of your cable leads in the back, and that's where we'll plug it into the commander, to the RGB thing, header, commander, and then plug the fan header in. So let's take it, find the grommet. Okay. Pull your leads through. Okay, and now you just gotta screw it in. So get your screwdriver, hold the fan in place, line up the holes, and you are ready to go. Okay. You can also just tighten up one side. I mean, not even tighten it, just get it started. And if you put another screw in the bottom corner, it'll keep it from rotating on you. And then you don't have to hold your hand in there and try and screw it in an awkward position. Then you can screw in both these corners and be good to go. Okay, one more screw. As you can see, all my fans are facing forwards. You can see the Corsair logo. That means it's going to pull air in and shoot it out the back, which will go into the case. Now that you've done that, you can install your fan filter. It's got 4 tabs, and you just push it in. It goes into place, like so. Now, I'm going to show you the grommets that I was talking about, because I know, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. So if you can see right here in this corner, let me get a good close-up of it. See where these cables are coming through right here? You've got these 3 little grommets that you can pull the cables into and keep them out of the front. So that's pretty neat. All right, next thing we need to do is we need to separate the RGB from the PWM 4-pin header. And you'll see on this that it says 2 RGB hub. The connectors look different. So grab all the ones that say 2 RGB hub. They will all be labeled. Another way to tell the difference as well is that your PWM fan has stripes on it, at least for the Corsairs. And all you do once you do this is you get your hub, which is right here, okay, and you just plug all these into it, and there's plenty of spots if you use the Capellix, and they just plug right in, clip into place, okay, and that is what's going to control our RGB. It's my other fan, or my other PWM. There it is. Okay, plug those all into place, and those are now connected to the RGB hub, which means that you're going to have RGB. The next thing we need to do is we need to run the front pan or the PWM headers to the front. Now, on this machine in particular, these were not all, but these were connected to the bottom of the motherboard. And so you can actually just run those up through here. Okay? And so you can stick them up through the bottom, grab them with your hand, pull them tight, and then turn the case around and be good to go. Okay. I want to note something else as well. If you did the motherboard swap, you will have noticed that you lost your front panel USB 3. And for that, I have this. This is a header. So what this is going to do, or an extension, what this is going to do is allow you to extend your USB 3 header. It just clips on, or your USB cable, USB 3 cable. It just clips in, it extends it. It's nice, it looks nice. And then plug it into place. It is unfortunately under this bracket here, but you can put it in right there. So we'll have to take care of that here in a minute. So I'm going to flip this over so that I can show you what we're doing. Okay, so down here in the bottom of this case are fan headers. We need 3 of them for our fans. And so there's 2 right here and there's 1 over here. And so you just go ahead and connect these. Sometimes you gotta find them. Be like me and not be able to see anything. Okay. And this one is all the way over here in this corner. On this motherboard. Oh, my hat's in the way, I bet. Okay, now they're all plugged in. We're going to go ahead and plug in our USB 3.0 header. Since we've got it turned on its side like this, it's really quick. You've got 3 screws in your bracket. And this bracket's really just for shipping. So it doesn't, I mean, this card isn't heavy by any means necessary. So you just take out, there's 3 screws on the bracket and then 1 on the expansion slot, or there's actually 2, but there's only 1 on this one. Just take it, and then you've got like this right here. You can see it, there's 1 on this side. You just push it down and lift the card out of place. Okay, like so. Boom, boom. And now we can plug in our USB 3.0 bracket, or our USB 3.0 cable, not bracket. And it just fits in. Let me move this card to the side. Okay. You can see right here, let me zoom in for you. This literally just goes bloop, like that. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? That's actually a really nice extension cable. I will have that linked. Okay, once it's in, we're good. And I'm actually going to take off the bracket on this GPU. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you look down in here, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Right here, there's 2 screws. Just use your long screwdriver, and you can take those bad boys out. Unless you like the bracket look. If you like the bracket look, keep it, I guess. It's up to you. But taking this off will make it easier if we ever need to add any SATA connections or anything like that. There we go. Now it's off. And it looks like just a regular old GPU. Checking all my connections, making sure they're good. And you just pop it back in. Okay. Then you use the screw and put it back. And then make sure to connect your power, or you won't be doing anything. You'll be doing nothing at all, except wondering why your computer isn't working. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. That's a nice looking computer. All it took was just a couple $100 worth of upgrades. I mean, you can't complain with that, right? It's fun. So the next thing we need to do is we need to flip this up on its side, and we're going to pull all the cables tight in the back, because as you can see right here, like this cable is going to get in this fan. It's going to make a bunch of noise. We don't want any cables up here getting in the way or anything like that. And so let's flip it over and cable manage it some. All right, so here we are on the back, and now it's time to kind of pull these cables tight, make sure that, you know, we don't have any cables going into fans, stuff like that. And so you just have to kind of pull on them, see which ones are tight, which ones are loose. You know, like this one here, this one's pretty loose. This one's loose. Now, some of you, the astute of you, will notice that I'm using the bread tie. Probably shouldn't do that. They do have metal in them. So they can, of course, cause shorts. But guess what? Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sometimes, you know, just sometimes, a feller might have extra cable ties, like today. I actually have a lot of them somewhere. I did do a video on like the top, you know, the must-haves to work on computers. Cable ties would definitely be in there. So we're just going to take it. We don't want them to get them tight right now because we want to make sure that we get that on there. Just pull them. Don't pull them super tight. And then boom. And just make sure that everything's up out of the way right there. See how I've got that? Got it clipped. That should keep it out of my fan up top. Just take it, snip the end off. Okay? Now, I don't really like cable management, but I don't want to leave it looking like this sort of mess. So we're just going to take a bunch of these. We're going to try and get them together. A bunch of these leads. Now, our commander thing goes right there. That's where I was keeping it. There's plenty of room for it. So what we want to do is we want to try and make a bundle of these cables, and we can just stick them in there somewhere. We could put them up here, close to this. There's not a whole lot of cable management left on this side, but we can tie it to one of those other cables. So what I'm going to do is get this ready here like that. That's the plan at least. And we're just going to try and get them up here, these cables, like this. Okay, without moving our commander, without moving all these other cables. Okay, we're just going to take this cable tie and connect it to one of these other cable bundles. This isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but hey, it'll work. Okay, I'm working on not getting it super tight because I want to make sure that I got all of my cables pulled through. Everything, like I don't want them hanging down in the front and stuff. Okay, then once I get them tight, like this one here, we want it to be tight. We're going to take it and pull it. Just get it tight enough to go. There we go. As long as everything is snug against the board, you won't have a problem putting your back panel back on. Clip that. Next thing to do is to put the front panel back on. So let's go ahead and do that. All you do is just flip it around like so. Line everything up. You'll probably have to push some cables back in because we did pull some, pull them a little bit tight. Put them in, just take it, give it a good slap back into place. Okay, and here's what it looks like on the front. So it actually doesn't look too bad. There's no cables in our fans. Look at this. So we don't have any cables in our fans here. They're clear. Our top fans are clear. Rear fans clear. It's clear right here. So all of our fans are unobstructed. They're all connected, and they're all cable managed. So let's go ahead and put all the panels back on, and let's start this baby up and hear a purr. So just to put the back panel back on, flip it around. Get your back panel. Take it, slide it on. Easy as that. Like I said, shouldn't have any troubles doing it. As long as you don't have any cables in the way. We don't. It's flat. Not really a bulge of any kind. Flip it around. Let's put that front panel back on. Fits very snug, and just thread your screws back in. If you've got a magnetic screwdriver, it makes it a lot easier. I don't know why you didn't use mine. And then do a diagonal. And here. And that's it. That is all of the cables connected, all the screws connected. Now, we're going to start it up and see if it'll purr. I don't know why I'm trying to say purr like that, but I am. Okay, here we are. Moment of truth. Time to see if this bad boy or girl or whatever you want to look at turns on. I'm going to turn off the lights here. So I'm going to turn off all the lights. I'm trying to get it a little bit as dark as I can, even though it is in the middle of the day. Turn it on. Here we go. Give it a minute. All our fans are working. Let me do a little bit of camera action here. Sorry, it will be a little shaky. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that all RGB. It's tasteful too. And listen, it's not loud. Whoops. It's not loud. The fans are spinning. There's no agitating noise, except for you can hear the rear fan. Now, to replace that, just grab another SP120 RGB Elite, throw it in here, and you're good to go. Listen, this has been Jeff, the IT guy. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you. I hope it helps you to make a balling looking system like this. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this series. Do you like seeing me do pre-builts and stuff like that? And go ahead and subscribe. You want to stay tuned for more of the stuff that we do here on the channel. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day.